here would be the number of viewers viewing. When
number?
you start, see it's 0 right now.
Oh, you thought, okay.
But as people come in, there's probably some people that are still in the lobby, being hosted to someone else. But
Right.
they'll end up coming back. Resolution, stream uptime, the title, and then the most recent kind of things that popped up. You can go into your alerts.
Is that Streamlabs?
Streamlabs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Good evening. Welcome back to Hitch Live, where we don't hitchhike apparently. We just hang out in cities and check out things and eat mostly. Social eating stream for the most part. We're doing a barbecue. Gourmet barbecue.
Italian barbecue.
Italian
Panzanella
barbecue.
salad.
Beauty.
Bread salad, some tomatoes, some grilled chicken. It's been marinating in some
baby.
Dijon mustard.
Wow.
You're gonna be so unimpressed.
It's my favorite cooking.
Your favorite cooking?
It's tied with my grandmother's deceased her cooking.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's saying something.
Don't do that. I like your cooking, so I thought, no, but I'm scared. So that cream soda?
Yeah.
Stop and Shop.
What is it?
Stop and Shop.
99 cents.
Stop and Shop?
They make it. That's their own brand. They made it about a year ago.
Yeah.
That's like the newer
It's been bottled.
logo.
Yeah.
They do
Barrel
that.
aged.
Cream soda, root beer, 2 diet varieties, and then black cherry soda and ginger beer. In that, yeah.
Wow.
And it's $1 a bottle.
That's
10%. And it's
pretty
very good.
It is good, yeah. Thanks for the host. I believe that's not a host. Can't read the first message because my thing covers it, but hello everyone. Kaiser. Mike, how's it going?
Grilled croutons.
So what happened, whoever's here, if you were watching when I was leaving New York, it was rush hour, and it said I had 5 bars of 4G LTE, which means like I had decent signal, but what was happening is everyone in New York was using their phone at the same time because they just got off work. So there was no signal to go around. There was no signal to go around, so I was getting like 0.4 megabits up. I didn't even wait to see the down. I'm like, okay, the stream's dead. It's over. And then it was very busy on the train anyway, so I just decided to wait till I got picked up and figure out what I'm doing this evening before I turn it back on. But I'll stream the barbecue we're doing, and then cut it there. It's just gonna be a short little stream. We're just gonna eat, hang out. So thrilling stuff, but we'll be in HD, so that's nice because everyone in New York is not here anymore. That's the plan.
Had it on a paper plate, trying not to.
Pomegranate or blood orange? Pick one.
Ooh, I'll try the blood orange.
Yeah, see blood orange.
What was the city? Oh, is he going to Connecticut next? Yeah, that's probably the next state on the list. Yeah. Fairfield? Let me look at where that is.
We can get cups there.
What? Just cups here.
Where?
Maybe.
How was the city today? It was nice. It was very hot today. I got a bit of a later start, so I didn't actually see that many different things. But no, it was fun. It was good. I'd need to be here for like a week plus to see as much as you should see in New York, but I'll just have to come back. This trip isn't to spend weeks at a time at a city, exploring everything a city has to offer. This is Hitch Live, Hitchhiking America. So we can take a day here and there, check out a city, but I'm not going to spend an extended period of time in one place just checking it out. A day kind of tops, for the most part. So
Oh man, beautiful, bro. Yeah, good chart.
that's the current situation. I'm drinking cream soda. Go to New Haven or Stamford then.
No, it's only 5%.
Oh, okay.
Eddie, what do you want yours?
Blood orange. Ooh.
Alright, next to the tomatoes. Let me show the guys what we eat.
It's good. And it's not overly sweet. I've
No.
had like vodka blood orange juice stuff but it was not like seltzer. It was like sweet, like a blood orange juice with vodka in it, and it's good because I like blood orange. But this is like kind of mild, you know. It's like
I like this brand. There's 2 or 3 other ones around here that are very popular. They have a very alcohol taste to it. This one doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't.
It hides it very well.
It doesn't really taste like there's alcohol in that, which is surprising because there's no super strong taste of anything.
Yeah, it's just kind of
down for me, baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of good. And cheers. That's your cup right there. Oh, I thought you were
Oh.
getting- Cheers.
Cheers.
Like cheers, guys.
Cheers. If I go to New Haven or Stanford, I'll have to look at that. Drinking Weiss beer or Weiss beer right now. Weiss. What does that mean? Is that a type of beer or a brand of beer? Is Weiss or Weiss beer, is that like a type of beer?
Hefeweizen?
Yeah, it's a type of beer.
Okay.
It's like more on the
A
lighter
wheat
end.
beer?
Hefeweizen's like it's a heavily spiced beer.
Yeah,
A lot of coriander in it,
coriander.
juniper in it.
Okay.
Sometimes there's like
Coriander,
farm,
juniper, orange, not orange peel.
not orange peel, no, but there's sometimes like farm-grown herbs, like what you got there,
Yeah.
like sometimes basils in it and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like it's the lighter side of the beer. It has a very thicker, the
Thick mouthfeel,
Yeasty.
only like 4 to 5%.
yeast
Yeah.
flavor to it. So it's
Yeah.
like it's like breadish, which beer's carbs.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a very good
Okay.
style of beer when it's done correctly. But
There you
that's
go.
like all types.
These guys know their stuff about beer.
Like that
Like a
Space
brewery.
Invader IPA last night, that was fantastic.
That was, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I mean, the one from Anchorage is really good. I was surprised that Alaska was able to like.
They have
Make
some
it.
good stuff, man.
Right, but like, I'm assuming. I mean,
Founders?
I've never
Is
been.
that technically
That's Michigan.
Canadian?
It's Michigan.
Oh, it's Michigan. Damn.
Anchorage is Alaska.
They just
too.
happen to have a Canadian on the front.
Has a Canadian
Alaska
on the
is
front?
Anchorage, dude.
What?
Anchorage is Alaska.
Whatever.
Um,
I'm sorry.
but I have never been to Alaska, but I assume that like a lot of it has to be indoor growing due to the temperature, or like the sunlight not.
But like,
being
just because
adequate.
they brew it there doesn't mean they get their
that's a
ingredients
good
locally,
point.
right?
Well, I don't know.
Like,
I never had a beer from Alaska before last
Yeah.
night, but that's a very good point. They might
The
take
best
it.
Galaxy hops come from Australia, pretty much. I mean, you can like, you don't have to, you can't really quote me on that, but if someone said otherwise, I'd be like, all right, you're right and wrong.
Galaxy hops are very juicy.
It's like a bright taste, like
There's
parsley.
2 different types of
okay.
flavors on a hop. There's the alpha acid and the beta acids. The alpha acids give the primary flavor to it, where the beta acids give a lot of color and most of the alcohol content.
Yeah.
So like the Galaxy hop is a very bright green. It's like this color,
Yeah.
and you don't need to use nearly as much of the hop as you would normally.
Okay.
Say like, just talking fake numbers here, it takes 15 pounds of Centennial hop, which is a very earthy one. To get the flavor you're going for, you would use only 5 of the Galaxy hop.
Okay.
It's in New England IPAs a lot of times. It's usually combined a lot with Mosaic, Citra hop. So that's like that New England style juice, thick, unfiltered kind of bam in the face. It's a great hop. And it was made relatively recently.
Oh yeah, it's only popular recently.
Well, no, not only the popularity is recent, but the hop itself
Yeah.
bred. It's a crossbreed.
That's the new thing. Like this
It's a new
year,
style.
I've seen everyone had a beer with Galaxy in it, and that was like the thing. And then this year you had lactose.
That's milk
That's
and
like
sugar.
the past year too. That's been a huge thing.
So like tracking beer trends, went before like craft beer exploded into being like this commercial juggernaut. It was IPAs were the thing that everyone was making. Then it became sour beers.
Yes.
Now it's New England IPAs. And then next, I don't know where, I didn't even know where it was going after sour beers, but it's
Stouts have been a huge.
no, but
thing
they
this
didn't
year.
take off like IPAs did.
Oh no, they're
though.
not taking off.
Like
Well,
when the IPA entered the
Gosa.
market, well, that's a sour
Yeah, it's
style.
right.
But I'm very curious to see what's happening after this, because some places like the brewery I used to work at made a Fudgy the Whale beer where they collaborated with Carvel. They gave them X amount of pounds of their chocolate, and they made a stout with it. And they, on the release day, they canned in 4-packs for like 16 a 4-pack, and they had for $8 alcoholic chocolate and fudge milkshakes with like a little chocolate piece in them. So good. I've never had an alcoholic milkshake like that. There's like, they call a certain style of beer milkshake, which has like the lactose in it, and it has like that thicker consistency. It doesn't look like beer and whatnot, but this is like an actual milkshake.
A little grandma to it.
Yeah, look at that cool.
I mean, a little grandma to scrape it a bit.
Man, you guys know your stuff about beer.
Not as much as I should.
As you
Like,
should.
Because for how much,
That's true.
like, I'm a dork about it.
Yeah.
And the amount that I have, people are like, so what's the difference between like an ale and a lager? I'm like, I can't really.
Fermentation temperature.
He knows it. I don't know that. I can tell you this has notes of prosciutto and dirt, and I can tell that the citra hops really outplay the Galaxy here and kind of build up the flavor. That's because I went to culinary school.
Yeah, Clutch Frog was saying earlier today that him and I should do at least something in the lines of like a podcast or like a guest stream or something in beer. And I said, like, I personally for myself don't think I know enough to hold a show with him and his friend Alex. That could be a possibility.
Okay.
And I would be so interested in doing that.
Hey, Alex has 2 kids. I'm telling you, Kit, it's going to be a great.
That's one of the kids, Kit.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that name. It's going to be a great addition.
Running around the background. Did you see what I meant yesterday, by the way, about the dog talking?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
did.
I'm not
the
crazy.
dog does talk a little bit. Just a little bit of communication going on.
Panzanella
That's
is
so good.
croutons and tomatoes mixed together, and I got a little celery that I forgot.
And
No, I didn't forget the celery.
you got the lemon. Oh, that's hot. I'm not touching
I
that.
got some corn. I forgot about that.
You gotta grow it or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, you're saying to not quote you on something. Immediately, my mod's like, I'm gonna quote you on that. But
Wait, what?
you said to not quote you on something, and then my mod immediately said, "Yeah, I'm gonna
Impact?
quote you on that impact." Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I like New York City. It's great, and I have a place to stay, and also now that I hung out with did that little collaboration stream. Now I have other places to stay in New York City if I ever come back.
I have a giant crush on her. A huge crush on her.
Up there?
She hit on me when I had a kid friend, and so every time I'm like, you found someone. Little celery.
All right, next up.
Oh, the grapefruit one.
Yeah, I like this one a
That's why
lot.
I want to go to their tasting room. 'Cause it just sounds ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna get this cupcake wine.
Cupcake wine.
Look up the. I want to know more
Whenever
about
you're
the
ready.
characteristics.
Yeah.
Help yourself. But the thing that's cool about, you know, alternative forms of alcohol drinking, this thing's 100 calories with only 5 milligrams of sodium.
Yeah.
How much is whiskey?
Well, see, the thing is, beer is
If
what's
you have
really
gout, you can have
bad.
whiskey.
Because beer is just straight carbohydrates.
I have a double IPA though.
A double IPA is like 350, 450 calories in a 12-ounce glass. Only 1 gram of sugar, too. Cool. You can try it.
Yep. And where were you going tomorrow again, sorry?
I might go to Fairfield.
Fairfield. Okay.
Yeah,
I
But
see that.
I'm up for
Connecticut.
anything.
Okay.
'Cause I want to find a nice brewery
Yep.
in Connecticut that's an hour away, an hour and a half.
Why don't you go to Two Roads?
No, not Two Roads. I'm talking about.
Farther. Okay.
I'm talking about. Two Roads is they're like commercial.
Two Roads is like the Connecticut brewery that like everyone knows
That in
about.
Half Full, but that's just because Half Full is like closer to us.
Is this a trash one or?
This is trash. Yeah.
Okay, it does buy my ear.
I'm gonna save it for
Two
you.
Roads makes a very good variety of beers. So like they have IPAs, stouts, pilsners,
Their ghost
gold.
is pretty good.
Their Clown Shoes stout is really good, and I don't like dark beer.
I have to say, I've never disliked one of their beers. It's like Captain Lawrence where I used to work. It's a very commercial beer. Like you
What
don't,
do we got here?
you're not looking for nuance in Captain Lawrence.
Oh, for a chat?
Yeah.
What's the whole food plan for tonight?
Food plan?
Yeah, what?
Pantanal salad.
Panzanella salad.
I got grilled chicken. It's been marinating in Dijon mustard. A little bit
Yeah.
of Valencia orange peel.
Homemade croutons.
Some homemade croutons. That could be better, but they're going to be grilled because we're outside.
Actually, this breeze is really nice too.
And then this soak in the juice of the tomato salad. While the
I've
chicken's
never
getting
had a Dijon marinated chicken
done. You
before.
don't even taste it. You really just taste like vinegarish acid.
Okay. Acidity.
Like I tell people, there's so much Dijon mustard and stuff that you just don't realize.
Like what?
A lot of chicken marinades, every salad dressing. I promise you, any balsamic vinaigrette you've had somewhere.
It was hot today, but it's kind of cooled down a little bit. Like earlier when him and I were figuring out where he was going off, it was like 85 around 10:30, then it hit like 98 to almost 100. But right now it's probably what, like 80.
Yeah,
It's a
pretty
nice cool breeze.
The sun's kind of tucked away. Some clouds are
Yeah.
coming. Hopefully, it doesn't rain.
It's not supposed to.
it's
We
not
checked the
supposed to,
forecast
yeah,
before we
okay.
did all of this because otherwise we just got to do it in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, and also there's homemade Rice Krispie treats when we get back. So
All right.
yeah, I figured you might
Probably
like
taste
that.
like shit.
Rice Krispie treats. Haven't had some of those for a long time.
And my aunt made them. I didn't make them.
Yeah.
But she makes them and individually wraps them in wax paper for me. Like,
Aw.
to take on. I know she's the best. But she does something I can't remember what the secret was. Oh wow! So this is the place I was talking about.
It's a
the
citra
apple picking.
hop cider.
Citra.
So citra hops.
Citrus hops.
It has very minimal citrus to it.
Okay.
The name's misleading.
Just like floral notes that you
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of a floral aspect to it.
There you go. Chilling the
I
rest of the-
used to have long hair and a goatee, and I have a very classic outfit where I wear a green shirt and brown khaki pants. I get shaggy all the time. All the time.
But yeah, but it's me. Yeah, we're just chilling the rest of the day. I checked out New York today. Now I'm back here barbecuing, having dinner, and then
Having a good time.
once barbecue and eating's done, then I'll cut the stream. Just figured I'd keep the stream going for our the social eating aspect of the stream.
That's what it is. We're hanging out. Oh, my voice.
It's just fun. That makes me laugh.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
There's a whole category for it.
That sounds
I thought that was only Instagram. Instagram really
sounds
did
very
that.
millennial.
It is very
It's very
millennial.
millennial, yeah.
Live streaming is very millennial.
Wait, so it's like online family dinner? Is that what this is referring to?
Wait,
I
is that-
guess
I don't know.
you guys are
I'm
all.
in and out of the
We got
conversation.
110 people joining us for dinner, so we got to make a longer table.
What was that?
Got 110 people joining us for dinner, so
Great. We don't have that much food.
no.
Eddie, yours right here.
Okay, you guys get little bits, little nibbles. You ever make it a highlight? It's just earlier. I didn't go that way first. I walked, whatever that was, south towards the World Trade Center 1 or whatever. And then once I was there, I just checked out Wall Street, and
It
then
says don't use the spy, which I'm sure the
I ran
lawyers
out of
will
time
have
at that point.
before. Like,
where we stayed tonight?
duh.
His place, Tom's place.
From 4 to 8, and you can't use the pool any other hours.
So about 3-4 years ago, Eddie, for Christmas or our birthday, got me a Sock of the Month membership.
Yeah.
Look at these things, man.
Ooh.
These are from all over the world. These ones from Sweden.
Swedish
These are
socks.
Swedish. I can't lift my leg that high, but
Yeah, there you go.
it's one of those things that I'm very proud of. I have about 6-7 pairs of socks from all over the world.
My socks aren't as exciting. They're
They're
merino
from
wool
Worcestershire.
though. They're merino wool. So my feet don't smell.
Ooh, peri peri chicken.
I don't know what that is either.
It's good. My dad makes it. I don't know what it is either. I'm known in the chat as Ultimate Shadow. I was in and out today. Sorry for talking.
No,
It's your
like,
stream.
It's multiple people. Like when there's other people here, they can interact with chat too.
Okay.
It's not
I
just
didn't know if-
my thing. It's everyone.
Cool.
Alright, chicken on the grill.
But yes, my socks are Icebreaker merino wool. Sponsor me, Icebreaker.
Like the chewing gum?
Icebreaker? No, it's a brand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all made out of merino wool, which is beautiful because it's naturally antimicrobial. So what that means is what makes you smell is the bacteria that grows in the hot places of your body. So yeah, it's the bacteria. It's not like that's what makes you smell. And usually it's just the hot spots that get that really stank. Yeah. So, like, I might start to smell after a few days without a shower, but you take the shirt off and you kind of shake it out, and the shirt doesn't smell because it doesn't let that bacteria grow that makes it smell.
What do I have to say?
What does it say?
Maka waka? Maka waka? Maka waka.
It's a requirement for all Twitch hosts.
I had to do it.
Yeah, actually, the last few people
Captain
have
Lawrence
said
is the brewery that's local here that I used to work at for 3 years as a bartender. I don't work there currently. But if you're in lower New York, Westchester County, go see them. I'm still friends with all the guys there. They're really good group of people. You know.
It's not the best brewery, but it's the most fun.
Yeah, the beer is above average. It's not average. The place though is fun. They recently They used to have dogs allowed there. They recently stopped that. So that's how Scooby's doing. But they have cornhole. They have a bocce ball court that's now a sand pit for children. Huge outdoor terrace. 12 taps inside. 8 taps outside, and then inside the actual brewing facility, they open it up and they have another 8 taps. Awesome though.
That does sound nice. Wash your clothes once a week in 2 outfits. Like, I got 1 pair of pants and 2 shirts that I wear on this trip.
And I just threw this on, and it was the shirt I wore yesterday. So.
Yeah.
No dogs are allowed because they opened up a kitchen, and as a requirement, they are either supposed to be outside only, or not at all. And they also do food outside too. So now there's 2 places dogs can't be, so it's just easier instead of filtering them somewhere just to kill the whole process. But the main concern, at least when I was working there, was that it only takes 1 person to complain about dog hair in their food versus 100 people saying how good it is to have dogs. So that was the argument.
Alright.
Play over here, man.
You wear clothes once, then throw them away. I hope you donate them.
Run, grab a Thomas water bottle.
I'm a pretty minimalist person. What are we putting?
Just water.
Oh, okay. Show you the spot tomorrow.
The brewery, it opens at 4.
Oh, probably won't show you the spot. Wait, where is that in this area?
It's about 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Technically they're open right now until 10, so maybe after this or something. But probably not.
Oh, you. Welcome to the Twitch Hikers. Ultimate Shadow.
Thank you very much, Maka Waka.
Waka Waka, thanks for the support.
Thank
with
you.
That gifted sub.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that. I currently don't have enough money to have more than 1 subscription on Twitch, and thank you.
Yeah, subs are never required or expected with this channel. I never expected to make money off of this, so never feel like you have to subscribe. That's not what I set out to do this. Like, that wasn't the plan with this show. So never feel like you have to. It is like appreciated, but never feel like you have to. How long is the stream for? Until we finish dinner. But you don't have like a you've never live streamed though, right?
No,
Yeah.
I tried figuring it out because I play retro games. So like on Facebook, I literally turned my laptop to my TV, which is terrible,
Yeah.
quality-wise. But that's the only experience I have with it. And then since it was so bad, I just stopped trying.
Mm.
Streamlabs, something that came up, recently. So maybe I'll try that out.
Yeah, you could try it. I do really like live streaming. It's fun. The chat interaction and stuff like that is my favorite part about it. Like with my hitchhiking and traveling, there's always people traveling with me. Grub Checkers, thanks for the host.
I'm actually really impressed with these speakers. I'm not like the biggest audiophile, but I love good quality. Well, it shows, so good work. I have a record collection, which if you're interested later, we can listen to some records.
I don't know how to turn them off. No one knows how to turn them off.
It's probably a
wait,
system.
We can lower the volume so no one hears it.
I mean, I'm liking it.
Oh.
I'm liking it.
Is it just on 24 hours then?
Yeah.
That is obnoxious. That's like totally an Eddie thing.
We're in New York City. Where are we?
We are in Westchester County.
Westchester County.
Portchester.
Yeah. What are we promising you, Impact? Or is it someone else that needs to promise you?
We're not in the city. We're outside. Westchester County is about 30 minutes above the city geographically. Not upstate. I had this conversation with Trevor last night. We are 30 minutes from the city. To me, upstate is when you, like, New York's a big state. From here to Rochester is 5 hours away. That's upstate. Six hours in the
When
city.
do you cross the line? At what point is it now
Well,
upstate?
I broke it down to Trevor last night that Westchester County is not even a third of the way up in the state. So to me, like, Albany is that median of halfway point, basically. So like 4.5, 5 hours, and then it's upstate.
Okay, so
Albany's
Albany
also
still
west.
counts as lower New York?
That's like, you know, up or not. You could, whatever. I don't. That is, you could say upstate or not upstate. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about like Binghamton, you know, you're upstate.
I'm gonna sear on this chicken because the grill's low, but you don't care.
I know I do. I'm gonna be eating it.
You're not the critic I care about.
Okay.
My old boss, when I had to cook for my old boss, and in the middle
John
of
Frank?
service, not John Frank, not John Crawl, when I had to cook for Lisa, in the middle of service, like, so you're just gonna be in the middle of lunch, I just want you to cook me 5 courses. You have like 3 hours, like, just show me like what you can do and what you think the guys at the restaurant are capable of doing. I was like, cook, they can't cook. One of the guys is really good. Majority of the restaurant, they really didn't learn how to cook fish or make salad.
And Impact, thank you for gifting us up to Thieving Night.
Thieving Night, cool.
Thieving Night, welcome back. The 2 months. Impact, thanks for... You're saving for New Zealand, Impact. What are you doing? We said it. You're cut off. I know no more bits, but no more gifting subs either. It's too much.
So, I pulled up the map of New York State by county.
Yeah.
I would say Albany. That's like literally halfway.
Albany. Yeah, like someone said, it varies widely on who you ask what upstate is, but most people in New York City say anything above the Bronx is upstate.
So, Beast is
And Bronx is
absolutely
like-
correct. The
is-
general consensus, like vernacularly, that is what upstate is.
Yeah.
But like, if you could see, the Bronx is there, and you have all of this to go. Rochester would definitely be upstate because that's, 5 hours away from me.
Someone's from Binghamton? Where's that?
Binghamton?
Binghamton.
Binghamton is up there too. I definitely think Binghamton's up there
Alright, we're gonna give Trevor leftover chicken too.
Leftover chicken.
to take home.
To take home to Canada.
Not to eat, like,
Oh, okay.
now.
To, in a month and a half, when I get home to Canada, it'll be good. Month
So,
old
like,
chicken.
Rochester is also interesting because it's, also all the way over, west. So you're shifting it almost. Like, it's still, up there. But like the whole upper New York, what is and what isn't, is like a big point of contention here in the state, especially southern, because like they said, the Bronx people consider upstate. Long Island, like I have a huge, not like a problem with Long Island, but people always say, like the way they actually say it is, I live in New York City and then I live on the island. So why don't you live on the city? Or why don't you live in the island? Because technically, like, it's interchangeable to me.
Yeah.
But that's the way they say it. I live on the island in the city. And it's the same thing to me, in and on.
Okay.
So, like, upstate New York, from someone from Long Island, is like Westchester. Because they're the very bottom. So literally anything up is upstate to them. It's just,
Okay.
I talk about this
Confusing.
way too much.
And Yep, it's me. Thanks for the 1,000 bits. Thank you very much. Yep, it is me for the 1,000-bit donation. Thanks for that constant support. Yep, it's me.
Would you consider this pop music? Is this pop music to you? I think I call it that, but like
Yeah?
we had a conversation about pop music before, so I was just curious. Pop, yeah.
I wouldn't have called that pop. When I think pop, I think like top 40, and that doesn't.
Popular.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is
So Indian instrument tells you to save money to go on trips.
You gotta squeeze the lemon on it
Oh.
first.
Let's show it.
Squeeze
Ooh.
the real lemon.
Wow, that is beautiful. They have some nice colors there.
Yeah.
I don't get colorful things. I get brown
Rice
things.
for me last night. Can I squeeze it over?
Yeah, squeeze it over.
Okay.
Squeeze that lemon top.
Yeah, you should all save money and go on trips.
What clothing? Instead of wearing once. You should be like me and wear one thing all the time. I don't. That's all you need.
How was your first Yingling? My first one was in New Orleans. What do you guys think of Yingling?
It's a very good locker.
Yeah.
And it's also America's oldest brewery.
Yeah.
Technically Narragansett, but they closed.
I enjoyed it. I did like Yingling, and it's like it's kind of like everywhere here, and it's like a solid choice. You couldn't go wrong with it. There's nothing crazy about it.
Alright.
Like I wouldn't be like.
Manja. Manja community. Everyone should be eating at home with us, right?
Ah.
Alright, you got napkins, I got forks and knives. My phone is there, I don't care about my phone. I care about pouring out citrus cider.
Show food?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we will show the food. I need to move my stuff out of the way. Yep. You brought ice cream?
Yes. I don't know if
Oh.
you're a fan of ice cream.
I love ice cream. I eat everything.
Oreo, cookies and cream, and Chips Ahoy
Yeah.
ice cream.
You got napkins, right?
They're right there.
Wait, do we... Founders.
Founders is in Michigan.
Yeah. People saying, when you go to Michigan, ask about Founders. Do we have anything from Founders? I remember you guys have mentioned it, I feel
They
like.
had it at the brewery, the bar last night. They had a Founders beer.
Oh, they had it, but we didn't have one.
No, we did not.
Okay.
We had Industrial Arts, and then
Yeah.
the 4 cans that we tried.
We
Yeah.
got Great Notion, Trilliums,
2 Great Notion, Trillium, and the one from Anchorage.
Yeah.
and
But
Descartes.
Which was cool.
Founders the brewery is known for their oatmeal breakfast stout,
Yeah.
which is the stout that I would drink. As I said, I don't drink stouts,
Is it good?
but that beer is the best. And Yingling is very refreshing, especially their black ale. That one's really good.
Oh,
I
dude,
gotta
I make
try
a
that.
black and tan with them, dude.
Yeah, I would do that
But,
too.
Dude, Founders, the reason I said they have a Canadian guy is there's a Mountie on the front of like their yearly special
You're
bottle.
right, there is one.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yes, hard scrabble cider.
Supposed to not be a fan stream, but it feels like Jake's.
Alright,
I
Todd
will
is
find out.
vegetable
It's
fiber.
2 months into my stream.
What was that?
Oh, someone said they just found your stream. I'm surprised it's not bigger. It reminds them of Jake and Bakes, which is a large streamer. I only started streaming 2 months ago, so
So I'm gonna
69
yeah.
days.
69 days though. So just over 2
Happy
months.
Is everyone
69.
there? Autograph, like, do you spoon?
I'm.
You need a spoon?
Yeah, that'd be great actually. Because I'm just using my fork and this extra fork I found. 'Cause that's actually a really good idea. Don't worry, dude. Just sit down. Have fun. Here, you know he's like a salad dog.
Scrap piece of chicken.
Okay.
No, I'm
That's a
telling
good
you,
way-
I'm
that's a
telling
good way to-
Trevor. Here you go. Pick your chicken. I'm gonna pour.
This is delightful, Eddie.
Thank you. This is a very, very simple meal.
Oh,
this
that's-
is actually what I would make for the
Any
employees at
tomato.
work on a hot day.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
like a
Because
summer
it'd be
salad,
like
yeah.
super refreshing. Like I couldn't imagine you just
That
worked
looks
100
good.
degrees.
Yeah.
You can't stomach like chicken fingers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh man. It's day 69.
I like it.
Lemon was a good idea for the chicken.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, very old school Italian. This is straight out of my hometown. If I really considered myself Italian. I really don't.
I'm half, so I have to.
That's really good.
Told you, it's
So I'm gonna use a little more vinegar, but
Oh god.
inside, you know
It's
us
good. Don't worry about it.
cooking outside.
Nothing like it.
Smoky crouton, right?
I
It's
love it.
supposed to be wet.
I like it a lot.
Right? No, it's not open, but you can go around if you want.
Is this actually locked? Like, can you get up here without a key?
I don't know.
Okay.
Eddie would be the one to ask for that.
It's like, if I was just in town, I'd come up for a swim in the pool that is
That
5
door's
feet
locked. That door locks, right?
Yes.
Okay. We were just asking. No.
wide. Get out of here.
Bitch. Her heart will heal, not a window.
Yep, it's me. Thank you for gifting us up to I'm the Beast. Yep, it's me. You're going crazy. I'm the Beast. Welcome to the Twitch checkers. Yep, it's me. Thank you for the continued
The
support.
croutons remind me of like
Crazy,
garlic
man.
bread.
Yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Impact's drunk. What are you doing?
I'm glad you like this because this is like very traditional food.
Mm-hmm. This is what you see at what Anthony Bourdain would eat.
Doesn't know what to do with hotels and their fancy beds. He could be worth $1 billion and he'd probably still hitchhike around and tent. Yeah, probably, honestly.
Yeah.
No, but in a really nice tent.
I'd have one of those, like, what was that? Swedish Hillberg tents. They're like $1,000.
Think
They're
of a
nice.
Trump tent, you know?
A grand?
Yeah, for a
No,
little
the Trump
tent.
tent's got a zipper in the shape of a T. It's all gold,
Yeah.
so everyone could see you.
The problem with Hillberg tents is they weigh a lot, but they are like rock solid. You can take that through a hurricane and it'll be like, yeah, it's fine.
That's awesome.
I hitchhiked right past their factory in Sweden, Central.
Cantillon?
What?
What brewery?
Oh, I'm talking about tents.
You said brewery. Okay, I'm sorry. That's
Hillberg.
all I think about. No, there's one in the number one brewery in the world is in Netherlands, and we were just talking about beer, and I was hoping that like you somehow stopped at that place. Didn't know that you were stopping at like the number one. This place is pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
I knew someone who did that.
Hitch Live branded tent. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna move into merchant, like real outdoor equipment at
It'll
some
be
point.
worth billions.
Yeah, then I'll be worth billions and still live in a tent.
You got it.
There's the plan. Have you been to Alabama? Yeah. I went through, well, Mobile. It's the only place I remember. Alabama was not good for hitchhiking. They don't believe in shoulders on their road. You've got your 2 lanes in your direction, and then you've got almost a foot high curb, like 90-degree curb. So even if you break down, where are you supposed to, like, you just stop in the middle of the lane of traffic? If you're in a car, you can't hop that foot high curb. You just stop in the middle of your lane. Well, doesn't seem safe.
I'll get the corn.
Yeah, if you don't eat the corn, we'll make salad more. No?
Corn.
idea.
I'm all about meal prep. Since my ex-girlfriend moved out, I have to rely on her diet. I'm really sorry.
What diet?
That was really mean. She gets.
She can eat whatever she wanted at any time. That's not regulating. It's
I know,
a
but
diet.
like I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to be mean ever.
That's not being mean. That's like, one day you eat 4 slices of pizza,
I
and then
threw
the next
out
day nothing.
about $1,000 of Nutrisystem food because she gave up on Nutrisystem, and that's not saying anything about it. It's just saying, Amanda, I still love you. I hope everything's okay, and I'm sorry for everything that happened.
What I was just saying was the regulation of the diet. A diet is regulating what you intake.
Oh, absolutely, she did not do that. We
Right.
drank double IPAs every night.
Well,
That's what it is.
at least one,
All right,
right? And then the next day doesn't eat anything. That's like really bad.
I was
for your
only
body.
in southern Alabama, though.
Alex
So.
did that?
Alex,
But he's tall.
no, Alex P.
Oh. That's why,
Cheers.
I am like loving this food.
This is really good. Yeah.
6 ingredients.
And this, but this back deck, the ambiance, the environment, it's great.
We were gonna go to a really sketchy beach.
It wasn't sketchy. It wasn't sketchy. It was just, there's rules, and we were pushing the rule because this would not have been done as quickly as it was now. We'd probably just be starting the chicken,
Yeah.
and the sun's almost setting. And we would have to have
Homeless
been
people
out.
need to go through the beach at night, and I know this is true. They go to the beach at night to make sure no one's sleeping there.
That would be me in my tent.
Yeah.
Getting kicked out.
Don't camp in Westchester.
No?
unless you're like in the woods, because the cops do that.
That's
they,
where
they
I'd
patrol.
be in the woods, yeah.
Like
But
West
you
Harrison.
don't want to be in a state park, because they go around the DEP looking. My town, that lake that we might go to later, there's like a homeless guy living there for a year and a half.
Oh.
That was yelling at children, like doing a whole bunch of terrible things, but they couldn't find where he was staying, and he was staying in a cave.
Ooh.
And
Was he on Pops Island or no?
No. You know the stairs that you go up and then you make the left and then the whole clearing's there?
Yeah.
The other side of that clearing, there's a river, then the hill, there's a man-made cave where he had like,
No way.
he had like a clothes cleaning system. He had used candles for light. He had like a home.
Because we saw a guy with a solar panel, like at a campsite. I remember that.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
And I was like, go you, man.
I mean, that's very
Like
smart.
an actual campsite or like a...
It was a homeless guy who had a tarp and a bunch of other things. We got out of there because I didn't want to deal with him coming back.
Yeah.
And I guess he
agree.
just wanted to stay mobile, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, how else was he gonna, stream?
The gram, you know? I don't want to be me because that could be me one day.
Could be.
That's what I'm terrified of.
See, now with all my hitchhiking and sleeping in a tent, I know I could be okay homeless. I have my strategies.
You actually get probably
You
more
are homeless right now.
Actually, that's true. I totally am homeless. I'm just very mobile. I don't stay anywhere.
You're not homeless, you just don't have a home.
Which I guess, one without a home, homeless?
Everywhere's a home, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Home is where you lay your head.
Home's
at
not
night.
a house.
Home is where my cat is.
Or this house is not a home. That's the 3 Days Grace song, right?
I have no clue. I've never listened to 3 Days Grace in my life.
You definitely have, without knowing. You know
I
the
know
song.
I have, but I've never chosen
No, they're not that great.
to be like, dude, I'm gonna look up this song, man.
They were like the edgy band. What?
I feel like homeless implies a situation though. You don't have a home, but you're doing well enough to travel. I suppose. I'm sure there's some people out there that are voluntarily homeless. Like there's assets or there's a family support system where they don't have to be homeless, but they choose to be because they want none of that.
You're absolutely right.
So what does that classify?
A lot of people that are financially not well off, that happen, especially, I'm talking specifically here. I don't know about other states and whatnot, but some people will purposely take drugs to fail a drug test to get their free health insurance to put them in a hospital bed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's their home.
Yeah.
And then they go, and legally you can only be in that hospital for 3 months.
Yeah.
So they go to the next one, back to the first one. So go to 4 hospitals a year.
Mhm.
You have a bed. You have 3 meals a day. All you gotta do is go to a couple meetings during the day, But what
Yeah.
they're doing effectively is just having free housing off of taxpayer money, and that's their form of being homeless. And I've seen it firsthand, so it does happen. Don't do that. What I just talked about.
What, lose yourself
Not
in
you,
your own
Ben.
depression? I'm close to that every day, man.
That's not what I said.
I barely alive.
Looking forward to my birthday.
Considering that, there's more tomatoes.
I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday. It's the day after
Sub-Zero?
tomorrow. And where will I be? Connecticut probably.
When's your birthday?
Rhode Island. 20th.
20th. Wow.
I'll probably be sleeping in my tent. Woo! Happy birthday.
Do you like the cider?
I do like cider.
Yeah.
It's good.
They make
Yeah.
a beet cider.
Oh, beef.
That's amazing. I don't like ciders
Wow.
normally, but this
It's like
beet
place is
cider.
great.
man. It's bright purple,
Yeah.
Bright red. It's
bright like
a-
maroon. I don't know. Beet.
No, not
it's
red.
Beet color.
It's it's a beet color.
Color.
No, you know what it is? It's more like a red onion color.
Yeah, I'll say that. Okay. It is exactly
It's
this color.
No, it's lighter than that.
It's lighter than that. Yeah.
Yeah, lighter than that.
Oh shit.
Are
I'm
you
gonna have
connected
more
by a
chicken.
drink?
Dude, I have more. I made enough. I have extra chicken. You guys can take home.
That's gonna be my
Or
lunch
Connecticut.
for work.
10th birthday stream? Maybe. It'll be fun. Could wear a party hat in my tent with the red light on
Sailor hat.
and like one of those little like things that like blow out and they like roll out and they go meh.
The saddest sound when you're alone. You mean?
Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's like this soon shall pass, where it's like melancholy, sad and happy at the same time. That, if you're around people, great. Somehow if you're alone, it just.
Lazy Days, Stanford, Fairfield is the closest part of Connecticut to where we are right now, except for Greenwich. Right now, we are actually with eyesight of Greenwich, Connecticut. I'll show you. Yeah,
Really?
on the way here, we went. You technically have been in Connecticut.
I've been in 27 states now.
Yeah, because
We did
remember
it.
the highway? I said we were gonna get
Yeah.
95.
Yeah.
That overpass we hit was Connecticut.
We made it. Hiking America, 27 states. It's official already.
So
Thought that was gonna be tomorrow, but it's today.
within eyesight, you can see Greenwich, Connecticut, which is a small residential. Is there a city in Greenwich? No, right?
There's one main street
Main
that
Street.
is a mile long, maybe a
Okay.
mile and a quarter.
But Fairfield and Stanford
it.
are cities.
Mhm.
And from here, Stanford is like 40 minutes, 35.
Yep.
Stanford?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
No, 15-20. With traffic that exists no, you can make it 15 minutes. We're 6 exits.
I didn't know that. I thought it was
Yeah.
farther.
Byram, it goes Byram.
The point being, that's 27?
Yeah.
27.
27 out of 50. 23 to go.
2 days.
Except now I'm back in the 26th, and I'll have to go back to the 27th and then continue on to the 28th, which is probably Rhode Island. Can you see Canada from there?
I can see Canada from my house.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin.
It's a Palin joke,
you
yeah.
can see.
Russia.
Oh, Russia. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I didn't pick up on
That was my
making
joke.
the same joke.
From one Alaskan island, I think you can see Russian landmass. I think.
Wow.
If you go far enough west, there's an island, and I think you're within eyesight of Russian land, because it does get pretty narrow up there.
In French, mortgage means death pledge. Are you French Canadian?
Am I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I am from British Columbia, and the name kind of describes it.
You mean Anchorage, right?
No, yeah, right?
Anchorage. I can say.
30 minutes from White Plains to Stanford. Done the drive a lot. Yeah.
What was that?
Someone's saying it's 30 minutes
Yeah.
from White Plains to Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's close.
Yes, not 15.
City's
Not 15.
literally almost half students. Well, probably not right now because school's over. Sure, staying at houses a lot instead of humming around. I'm in New York City. I had to stop in New York City. Like, I had to. I can't hitchhike around the United States, all 50 states, and not stop in New York City. Just like I had to stop in Washington, D.C., because it's the nation's capital. I can't finish hitchhiking America and not stop in D.C. I'll probably end up stopping in Boston.
Boston.
And there's so many cities in the Northeast. That's why it seems like that, because there's so many cities that you should maybe stop at in the Northeast. Where when I was going through the Midwest, like, just keep going.
There's also Portland, Maine that you should definitely check
Yeah,
out.
I did go to Portland, Maine, last fall. I slept in my tent in a park in Portland. And then the next day, I was flying first class on Cathay Pacific from Boston to Hong Kong, which was a very change of scenery. We went from tent in a park to champagne and caviar. And I was the only one in the first class cabin for that flight. So I had
dope.
2 personal flight attendants. It's a good time.
What was I just gonna ask you? Portland. Yeah, like there are a bunch of cities that are like, should you stay or whatnot.
Mhm.
But I feel like New York City would be so hard to hitch
Mhm.
because it's like no one's
You
gonna
can't.
stop. You know?
Yeah, in the city itself, and I tell people about this for cities with hitchhiking, you can't hitch, like if I was in Times Square, I couldn't just throw out my thumb and be like, even with a sign, if I'm like 95 north. Everyone driving downtown Manhattan is not going to the 95 and going north. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 would be doing that, which means you'll just never get anywhere. So you have to transit your way or walk your way if you want to spend a couple days walking to the northern part of town, to an on-ramp or something like that, where you know all that traffic is actually going somewhere, at least the next city or town. So yes, I can't hitchhike in New York City, I can't hitchhike in Boston, I can't hitchhike in Washington, D.C. You have to transit or walk your way out of that place. Well, you walk to the West Side Highway. I don't know what the West Side Highway.
It's in New York City.
Oh.
It's like what you're saying, how you get out of there, go somewhere
Yeah.
different. I don't think the West Side Highway would have been a good idea.
No.
No, I feel like go to like a different borough. If you went to the Bronx, they pick you up. You know, like where they would pick you up. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Go back.
Up
Oh, no,
or
down.
down?
McPoyle, I get that. David Harbour, I get that a lot. A Hopper.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I get
now
it.
that you say that,
It's
yeah.
the brow.
Well, you said
eyes.
McBoyle. I was like,
McBoyle
Always
was
Sunny?
the guy's name.
Yeah.
But I love the It's Always Sunny reference, if that's what that was.
I was about to say, my
We're
motherfucking
to
friend does
Jersey,
not
right
look like
place in rush
McBoyle.
hour. I don't want to go to Jersey. It's illegal to hitchhike in Jersey. Definitely don't want to go back to
There's
Jersey.
nothing there.
Yeah.
Alright, we had a really good
The
hot
Pine
dog.
Barrens?
We had a really good hot dog at that Hiram's place, okay?
Yeah, the hot
It
dog
was
was
a
the
deep
best
fried
I've
hot
ever had.
dog.
With cheese.
Best
in
hot
it.
dog I've had.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
The bread was great. Whatever roll they used.
Then we went back to New York.
David Harbour is Chief Hopper from
Just
Stranger
eat
Yeah,
out
sure.
of it, man. Eat it right out of it.
All right.
Almost served.
Yeah, I'm not having any more. It's all you.
I'm picking out of this bowl. You pick out of that bowl.
Cool.
I'm gonna take.
I want more tomatoes and stuff.
What? No, I'm not done.
Fruit and vegetables. I never eat fruits and vegetables when I'm traveling.
Do you have you ever had scurvy?
No.
Is that like a thing for you? Like,
I get enough vitamin C though. That's vitamin C deficiency,
okay.
right? Through like just juices and stuff like that you end up drinking, right?
they're like food desert. I was telling him there's food deserts, and it's like people who don't
this
have
is
access to like fresh fruit.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of ghettos where it's like only fast food places.
Bodegas.
And you'll see like bodegas that have like, you know, plantains, onions, potatoes, but don't have like fresh fruit.
Mm.
So you get scurvy. Is not common,
But it does
it's
happen,
not
yeah.
uncommon. Like if your friend got
That's
scurvy
funny.
and you're in the area, you'd be like,
haven't heard about that in a
that's
while.
not funny. No, but it's funny and it's not funny. It's funny because it's like a real situation.
Yeah. But when people think of scurvy, they think of like pirates. Like they're on the ocean. They don't have fruit on the ocean.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of, like that was my first thought. I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Like that doesn't exist. Pirates have that.
Yeah.
Like
No, pirates get that because they didn't have citrus. It exists.
I saw that episode of
We
One
were
Piece.
talking about how like we were talking about vaccination, and I know it's a very controversial subject.
Yes, very.
But like in like someone died of polio for the first time in like 60, 70 years because they didn't get the polio vaccination. Just because the vaccination is there doesn't mean the disease is gone, you know? And sure enough, they died because they had no vaccinations and whatnot. And then we started talking about how the flu, how it works is that it mutates, you know, every year to combat the vaccine that's in your body.
Yeah.
That's just terrifying to me.
Yeah.
That this illness can just do that.
There was the idea that this would half the population. I remember. Okay, I've read a YouTube documentary. Whether or not you want to take YouTube documentaries faith, but the plant like there was an idea like, dude, half the population could die.
It is not apple juice. It's hard cider
With citra hops.
with citra hops from North Salem, New York, which is about 25 minutes from where we are now. It is not urine. It is not pee, young Jordans. You've never tried salmon before?
Salmon. No salmon?
You should have more fish. It'll be better for you.
I eat a lot of fish.
Do you like yellowtail?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Sushi, great fucking tuna. Of course.
Right, yeah, I mean,
A lot of people don't like tuna.
Is that my house? No.
Yeah, I've drank and eaten really well since I've gotten here as well. Wait, what?
Oh, this beautiful view. And
Oh.
I'm gonna see if I can take us on the roof, actually.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Impact, when are you going to New Zealand? You gotta stop spending money on the channel and save up to go to New Zealand. I will be your what's the word I'm looking for? The person that books your traveling stuff, consults with you, your travel whatever person. all that money should have been going towards your trip. And all of you, if you have a trip in your mind, you can ask me. I'll give you my advice on how you can get there and do it cheap.
How many people you think have started to go on hitchhiking from watching it?
I don't know. Like, I've had people that have like PM'd me and said that I inspired them to do some sort of trip. I haven't had someone that actually. Maybe I have had someone that said they were gonna go hitchhiking because of the stream, but maybe like once. I've had other people that would be like, one guy's hiking 1,200 mile, like doing a 1,200 mile hike.
So I would get like actualization. Like I have one person I know who became a professional chef because of me.
Yeah.
Because I taught them, and like I get off on that.
You
It's a
get
nice
off
feeling.
on
Like
that.
I don't like
Yeah.
everyone. It's a stupid thing to feel, but it's like, all right, I'm not responsible for your success because he did that all himself. But like he told me like I wouldn't have done this if you didn't teach me. I was like that makes me feel like so much better about my life choices. Like.
Yeah, that did make me feel good. Like those are really cool trips that these people are going on, and I'm happy that in one way or another my existence helped nudge them along. But again, it is them. Like when you walk 1,200 miles, I have no part of that, the actual accomplishment that they're achieving, but help nudge them, just push just a little. Yeah.
I think my friend's hitting people in the face with axes again, professionally. So. He told me that they're trying to make a show of it, but it's like kind of boring. Apparently, the tournaments, like people are hitting each other with axes, but like there's a lot of downtime. Like no one they're trying to make it exciting. But they were like, yeah, like really don't know what to do, and like they're like worried. They're like, yeah, what if like. Who are we gonna get to do this? Like, who are we gonna get to host this? Like, no celeb. They were like trying to find a celebrity host. And, like, me and him watch a show called Forged in Fire, and they have this guy like Will.
Yeah, I've heard of that show. Yeah, yeah.
We've seen every episode.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom, we're not master blacksmiths. Yeah, we're like very. So we're master blacksmiths. We never made a knife before, but we're sure from the amount of Forged in Fire we've seen that it would be.
Absolutely tell you what not to do.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I know exactly what.
I'm a
to
master blacksmith. I've never made a knife. I've never been anywhere near
put me
forged
in that
except,
room. I could do it.
Give me the room.
Not a problem.
Not a
Give
problem.
me like 12 hours. I'll figure
Pick
it
up
out.
a hammer.
Yeah, a couple swings of it. You know, drink some water. Stay cold.
But they have a guy who tests the knives, and one of the things
Doug
they do,
Mercida.
he gets really into it no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So at one point they go, we're gonna do a bread slice. And they just go, it'll cut. I'm like, what? Normally, they'll randomly cut, like they'll be like, we're gonna cut this turkey. Or like,
Or this
we're gonna
pig.
cut like this side of ham, and your whole time you're thinking like, dude, they're having a barbecue after this without a doubt.
Yeah,
They're
Forged
just
in
cutting all of
Fire.
this stuff.
It's on History Channel, and it's like the most recent History Channel show that actually does something with history. Because the end of the competition, when it's just two people left, they had to make a special weapon that they give historical backgrounds for. But then they're like, as featured in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. It's like, oh, well, that
It
goes
totally
all,
takes away from it.
all
Like,
credibility
you're
out the
immediately
window.
like, wow, man, this is gonna be in there like as seen in wait, what the fuck, Soul Calibur.
Yeah, the video
You're like,
game.
all right, we're gonna make.
You want a Damascus steel knife? Okay, give me about
I got it.
3.5 years, and I'll do that for you.
No, I'll make it tonight.
I'm gonna need more
I just got
time
to go to the store,
and buy it.
buy the materials. No, buy the materials.
Buy the
materials,
knife.
man.
Like we were
Like a
making
forge?
a joke about
Yeah.
that.
No,
So
I have a
the
forge.
forge
I
store-
got
oh,
some coal for a burnt, and I just got this new little grill that's like, knee high.
The charcoal grill.
No,
I'm sure you
charcoal grill we
can.
got.
Yeah.
It's that big.
Get that up. What's the melting point of steel?
You don't need to know.
It doesn't
fine.
matter. It looks
It's
red.
fine.
It's good.
It's fine. We'll melt the whole grill. You know.
Oh yeah, you see, you don't have
The grill
that
will
master
become the knife.
blacksmith eye. You
Yeah.
don't see it
He
like
gets
we
it.
do.
The grill becomes the knife.
Yeah.
He gets it. I'm gonna fold it. Fold it.
But what
I don't know
Ham
what that
said,
is.
Damascus is like a raindrop pattern on the blade.
Doesn't
And
have to.
It looks really cool.
I've seen too
It
much
looks
Fortune.
really cool.
Talk.
And like you fold it and like drill. It's such a cool.
I'm not gonna lie. No, him and me are gonna go to.
We're gonna take a class or two. We are gonna do that.
She welt. It's
Yes.
a woman in the city. You pay like $200 and you go over like
Each.
3 days. I'm fine with that. You come out with the knife though.
Yeah.
Like, you get to make a knife, and I'm gonna use that knife. And I'm gonna go around in the woods with a knife in my mouth. I'm gonna hunt deer.
Will it kill? It will kill. So, speaking of that, I read online that Doug doesn't say kill, K-I-L-L, because it's a family-friendly show. Instead, he says keel, K-I-H-L or E-L? Well, K-I-H-L-K-E-H-L. And it stands for, what does it stand for? It stands for something. 1370 degrees Celsius is the melting point.
What's it in Fahrenheit, though?
yeah, because we're dumb Americans.
Sorry about that.
History Channel, also known as the Nazi Channel.
Really?
That's what he said.
Wait,
Like
what?
World War II documentaries?
I
you mean?
guess so.
Like, because I grew up watching history and World War II documentaries.
Keel.
I love that stuff.
K-E-E-L? Okay, whatever. I just know it's not kill.
Do people like dinner? Do they know what Pantanal salad was?
I didn't know what that meant, but it tastes good.
It's very good.
It's very good.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
All the vitamins in a ton of vitamin whatever.
The olive oil probably wouldn't be good for you, but whatever.
Dude, I got olive oil at home. That's like a $200 bottle someone gave me.
Yeah.
That like you're supposed to use like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of disgusting. Because it's so like it tastes like eating an olive.
Yeah.
And like I can't use it
Oh.
and shit.
We should probably turn off the light. Wait. Keep everyone alive. That's what it stands for. Keep everyone alive.
I think someone said about they wanted to travel for a year in Southeast Asia, or like, yeah, I think Southeast Asia, and for on a grand budget or $10,000 budget. What would that be? That's not a problem at all. Southeast Asia, you can live off of very little. Like your biggest expenses when traveling are transportation, accommodation, like and food, and entertainment.
Singapore is the #1 food destination
Yeah.
in the world. The amount of different stuff you can like have there. Like I have friends who've gone and they all agree like they've been to Vietnam, they've been to all these places. Go to Singapore.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like you go there, you go to Singapore for the food. You don't go there for anything else.
Also, chat, Doug Mercado was at the Westchester County Theater last week, which is about 10 minutes away from here.
You should have seen him, man.
You should have seen him.
I'm gonna meet
And if you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up all of his like training videos. He refers to like knife fights as having a conversation with someone,
Yeah.
and like you learn how to have a conversation with someone, what to say, what not to say, how to deliver something. So you.
Stupid
man's
thing is that the
crazy.
whole point is actually really cool. He's talking
But he's
about
killed so many people.
It's in a documentary, and he's talking about how knife fights in movies are nothing like real knife fights. But he's talking about it in the weirdest way possible, in the longest
When I saw
explanation.
his arm was still hurt on the show, I did not see him at the county center, so I don't know about now.
This is all about Doug Mercado now. Trevor, you want corn?
No, I won't.
Throw in. Tom, you want corn?
I'm good.
Don't want to you want to stay most of Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Those are
I
really
wanna
cheap
go
places
Laos.
to stay. But if you have the money, it's Indonesia, Singapore, India. A lot of friends that are in Nepal.
Burma's got some stuff, right?
Yeah, like you're looking at what is that? $25 a day, I think, budget on 10 grand for a year, which is plenty in Southeast Asia. You can find very comfortable accommodation for like probably on average $5 a night. So that leaves you $20 a day of wiggle room, and you're quite often you're going to spend a lot less than that on food and transportation and stuff like that, and that can be your saved up money to get your flights to these different places, which once you're in Asia, intra-Asia flights aren't that expensive, so you can get around pretty cheap. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice a little bit of comfort just to keep the costs down, but that'll be no problem. 10 grand is plenty. It's plenty. How stuff did you stuff Trevor? Like I had a very large meal at what was it called?
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. But I still had like a piece of chicken and salad and stuff like that. It was delicious. I should have left more room because then I could have had more
Dude,
chicken.
you went to Shake Shack. It was worth it.
Yeah, you have to do that.
And their shakes were good.
So it's kind of crazy
Like,
because
you want to do the tourist stuff. You took
Right.
Staten Island Ferry.
So I'm happy you
Yeah.
actually said that because like going to New York City is like no big deal to him and I. We go there for like a concert
You've never
because
been to
it's
Statue
there.
of Liberty. I want to do that this
I've
summer.
been there.
27.
I've also been on the World Trade Center before it went down.
I didn't remember.
But point being, it's like not a thing for us. It's you know, it's just it's there. We go there when we have to do an event to see someone or whatever, and like it's. I personally don't like the city.
I want to go on a tourist tour.
Whatever.
I've never been. I live 30
I think
minutes
there's
from
too
this
many
place. I want to go on a bus tour and do that stuff because I did that in England and like I used it to get. It's $30. You ever heard of it? It's like a tour thing where you go on a bus and they drop off at different stops.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
So it's like a shuttle.
Yeah.
And I found out it was like $30 and I was like, I'm better off doing this for transportation throughout the day. And I don't really care what's on the tour.
Yeah.
I found out like little bullshit, like, hey, that's where he trained, that's where Sean Connery trained for 007, bro. And he would be caught doing martial arts, like fake, like old, I don't know what that is, and like trying to jump over things. It's like, that's what I want to know. I went to a Middle Eastern place for dinner and I ate by myself and they gave me free food because I thought I was like alone, not like, no, I'm like, you probably had that where people think like, oh man, this guy's alone. Like, I don't know. You look younger than me. That's why.
What? That?
How old are you, by the way?
How old do you think I am?
I think you're 25.
I'm 23.
Okay, there you go.
But 24 in 2 days. So
Because when you're
almost
like a
24.
young person sitting there, everyone's like, damn, they're alone. There must be something wrong with them.
But people look at me very strangely. I have a huge backpack with cardboard sticking out of it, and then I have this thing and like cords and stuff like that all over the place. And yes,
What do you want to do with this?
Basically, it would be so cool, not easy thing though. Yeah, talking about Nepal, great trekking in Nepal. Like Everest is very touristy, and it would be cool to see base camp. And I think it'd be cool to climb Everest as well. It's just been so commercialized that like if you pay enough money, you'll pretty much have like 10 people pretty much dragging you up the mountain. Kind of loses its prestige. K2, King of the Mountain, King of Mountains. K2, no. K2's
Don't ever
deadly.
do that.
I could if it wasn't so like crazy congested, I could consider doing something like Everest. Mountaineering does appeal to me, in the same way that I get satisfaction out of hitchhiking through difficult places and getting through them.
I had a friend who did like serious stuff. Max Eichberg?
What about him?
You did like serious mountain climbing, like what's
Oh, yeah,
Colorado?
yeah.
and
Bouldering.
stuff,
He
like bouldering.
did bouldering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, his fingers are like so cracked, and I mean he has muscles like biceps on
You know
his fingers.
who's the youngest person to climb Mount Everest? It's a Sherpa. He's like 16, I
Uh-huh.
think. I'm gonna look this up.
Like,
It's
there's been
insane.
some pretty young people that climb Everest. I think they're trying to make it now that you're not allowed to, because everyone's trying to like get their kids to break the record, and like it is a risk. It's a significant risk, and they they shouldn't be like bringing younger and younger children up Mount Everest. That's not what it's there for, to try and break the record for world's youngest person.
I know a Game Boy or like a DS made it all the way up to Mount Everest, still worked in the like severe temperatures, and then
Someone brought a Game Boy up there.
or it was
Just
like
for fun?
a DS or 3DS.
Yeah.
Brought it up, they played up on top, brought it down, survived the whole trip, played on the bottom.
There you go. Have you gotten a squirrel suit and jumped off a mountain? No. Yeah, like if you're
Eddie
wingsuiting
13
off
is
a
the
mountain,
youngest person who
That's-
summited Everest.
that's proximity flying in a suit, and you shouldn't even be
There's a
doing that
Sherpa who
until
did-
you've
I saw
made
that, but there's a guy who did it without
probably a couple
oxygen,
hundred
too.
jumps out of an
He's a
airplane.
Sherpa. And he did it without oxygen.
That's
I
very
guess that's the
dangerous.
other one.
Wait, how-
Let's
oh,
do
okay.
a podcast, and it was like 16-year-old who did it without oxygen.
Yeah.
But that's very different.
I've heard they got a cell tower for Mount Everest now. We could live stream it.
That'd be funny. They probably do.
They lose service every
Antarctica
5
has
minutes.
2 ATMs in
Really?
case the first one breaks.
There you go. There you go.
It is known as a drug sex den, from what I hear from scientists.
Hey,
You haven't heard about that?
Someone just
Well, no.
said apparently Everest is now full of rich, lazy guys who get Sherpas to do all the work for them.
Yeah.
Dude, you hire Sherpa
Yeah.
no matter what. pretty
Right,
much.
but-
Well, you have to
Not
have a
Sherpas.
Sherpa, but like you can get the more premium packages where pretty much they carry everything for you. You can even have them kind of like pushing you along almost. You just pay enough money and you'll get enough people to haul everything and do everything for you, and all you have to do is kind of put one foot in front of the other, and even then they'll help you with
I
that.
think it's 10 grand to climb, pretty much, I think, right? It's about 10?
A lot of the guided stuff is like you're talking
Without
50,
the, I
50
meant, like,
to 80.
The base. Because I know a Sherpa makes like $100,000.
I think
a
just
year,
your
dude.
climbing permit. I think just your climbing permit is like 10 grand or something like that. Just the permit to allow yourself to climb, but you have to support the economy. Like they want you to hire a Sherpa, a local
No, I
Sherpa,
know they
and
make
then
you do it
yeah.
pretty much. But dude, from what I heard, these guys have like, I'm fine with them having money, but they have a ton of money, but they still live in like squalor. That's what just they're used to.
Wait. Mount Everest now has 4G coverage at 5,200 meters above sea level, thanks to Huawei and China Mobile. Oh, but only 5,200 meters, and it goes to 8,000 meters. So you could
25 kilograms, I think, of garbage back with you now, though.
Is that the? That's 50 something pounds.
You have to. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you
It's a
know
lot.
grams more.
It's a lot. 50 something pounds.
Yeah. Drugs are
Let me
the
look
only
it up.
thing
Look
keeping
it
the
up.
metric
Or,
system
they can
alive
look
in
it
up.
America.
Trevor, have you been to the hot springs area? What was the water, or where the water is like a hot spring? Yeah, in Arkansas. It was a beautiful area, and yes, the water comes out very hot. I was going to refill my water bottle because everyone's refilling their water bottles there, and I'm like, oh, this is great, hot spring water, and it comes out hot, and then you're drinking like hot, scalding hot water. But they're like, there's a cool one over there, you should use that, and I'm like, thank you.
You have to return with 18 extra pounds of garbage.
18 pounds, so
Extra
that's
pounds.
Extra, so
8
it's
kilos or
already
something.
at 18.
Yeah.
And I think that's a decent thing to do because
That's so much. You should
No,
be fine.
that's good.
18 pounds you can manage that.
I know the Indian Army went up
Wait,
there
what
with
if
like
there's
90
something
guys, apparently.
But what if there's not
Yeah.
18
Yeah.
pounds of garbage on the mountain?
there is.
Oh, there certainly is.
Apparently, it's
There's
disgusting.
lie?
there's like 100 pounds of or 100 years of mountaineers trying to get up that mountain,
Oh, geez.
and just one empty oxygen tank is gonna be a decent amount of weight.
Empty?
Because
So-
like they'll when it's empty, people just chuck them. All right, it's empty. Why would I carry it anymore?
That's terrible.
There's a ton of fecal matter on top of it.
That's true.
Of people going to the top of
Where are you gonna go to the bathroom? You just
No.
walk up the trail a little bit and have
I'm
a
at
squat.
the top of Everest. I'm gonna go home and say, hey guys, take a shit on
Are you
Everest.
saying they don't have plumbing and a flushing washroom on the top of Mount Everest? Why not? Come on, Nepal tourism, get on top of it.
Imagine a porta potty like on the top, like at the corner, just
Not even that. They have pipes running all the way up there, insulated pipes, so you can just flush it all the way down.
for the white
No
people.
waste. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Gonna put a toilet on top.
That would bother me. The world is too big or too small as it is at this point.
In the US to wingsuit, you have to complete 200 jumps in 18 months or 500 total jumps from planes, minimum 50 base. Yeah, like if you're gonna wingsuit, like someone's saying squirrel suit, whatever, you need to be skydiving all the time.
Dude, I've heard that like people have done 5,000 jumps and stuff, and like
Yeah, someone said in the US you need to complete 200 jumps in 18 months, which is a lot in a
in
small.
18 months.
Yeah, which is a short time.
But
Or-
that's not even one a weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you need to be doing it a lot, and it's very dangerous. And those are out of an airplane. And as soon as you get into proximity flying, like off a mountain, and you're getting close to the ground, like that's probably the highest risk sport in the world.
So
I'm
that
gonna-
guy who disintegrated.
Yes, I
Oh,
did on a
terrifying.
bridge. Yeah, I did.
Go if you have the balls and the upper body strength, I guess, to go against like the winds of the earth, man. So
But
you
the
gotta,
thing is, like the air like density changes. Like if you're flying a plane, you'll fly into places and like you can feel it being like, oh, there's less lift here, and you can't know that until you're in there. So you're flying around this mountain, and all of a sudden you lose a little bit of lift, and you're only 20 feet above the ground. Well, what's gonna happen? Well, you hit a
imagining
mountain,
my arm just like hitting a wrong air pocket, and my arm going like that,
and then what?
and like yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I would go. I want to do bungee jumping. I don't want to do skydiving. Bungee jumping, I can like. I don't have to put in as much effort.
Bungee jumping scares me more than skydiving.
How does it scare
I
me?
really want to do bungee jumping.
Because if you,
Is that bottle done?
yes, it is. Like if you bungee jump wrong, if you're doing the feet one, a lot of people they'll get scared, they'll jump and they'll end up at the bottom feet first, and then you get the.
Oh no, I'm ready to do this.
You're
I've
going.
done
You're
cliff
ready to do it
diving.
head first. Okay.
I've done. When I say I'm not gonna be brave about it. I'm gonna need a full minute just to prep me. Like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go head first. But like,
I have a fear of heights. I would never be able to do there. You couldn't pay me.
I want to do it.
You couldn't pay me.
I bet it's cheaper than skydiving.
I don't know. I know skydiving
Bungee
is
jumping?
meant to be expensive.
Probably because they just take you out to a bridge and tie you up
That's it.
and push
I
you
wanna
up.
go- I want to touch the water like I saw in that 90s movie with that guy. Can't remember what that was. He's making out with the girl with hers. Never mind.
Yeah, with if you go skydiving, you can't really go solo on your first jump. You have to go tandem. So you have a professional skydiver on your back, and you have to pretty much pay to get a plane in the air. Planes are expensive, so skydiving.
My friend got a Groupon that was like $250 a person.
Yeah, that's reasonable, but like you can bungee jump for less than that.
I'm gonna find a redneck on the side of the road.
A redneck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're just gonna find a redneck.
Okay, dude,
That's your plan.
You got one of those like like you know the elastic cords you use in
Yeah.
your garage.
Yeah.
He's got a big one. We got like 3 of them.
I've never done this before, but
I'm gonna
let's
put
try
a
it.
weight at the end of my weight and throw it down. Perfect.
I saw this prank they did for someone's like birthday, and they blindfolded them, told them they were taking them bungee jumping, and they like did a whole like thing where they like loaded them to the truck and like drove around. Then they pretty much just brought them to their own backyard, and then they just like set them up on like the deck thing with like a pool like right in front of them, and they still had them blindfolded. They like strapped them up and stuff like that, and then they're like, okay, you're like 100 meters up, here we go, you're gonna jump, and they're like, okay, and then they jump, and it's just like into a little kiddie pool.
I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed
Imagine
off.
the mental like what your brain's going through when you
Right.
think you're gonna have a few seconds of free fall.
I scream at this time on the top of my lungs. I
Yeah.
scream.
They swallow all
And
the
then
water.
into the water. Oh yeah, I'm immediately. I want to do crazy things, but I know I'm gonna do it while scared. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
As long as other people are fine with it. Cliff diving, I did that, and I jumped. I screamed, like it was like 30 feet, which is like, it was long enough that I had time to think for a second, and that took me a good 30 seconds to like be like, dude, I'm gonna jump.
You have to process it. Yeah, it's when you're at the bottom, you're like, oh yeah, it's not too bad, and then you stand up there, and it's a whole other
Just
thing.
the world just goes.
Yeah.
I didn't go cliff diving. I jumped off there's a bunch of 13-year-old kids jumping off a dam where we go like hiking.
Yeah.
I was like, hey guys, can I jump off? And like I was about to, I was like, guys, wait, can I just jump straight down? Like that was my plan to go. No, man, you'll die. You gotta jump as far out as possible. I was like, oh, all right. And like,
No man, you'll die.
I'm like, oh no, this is different. This is not what I wanted. I'm gonna slip. It was fun.
But you did it.
The water was disgusting.
Nice.
It was, I
No,
had
it's gross.
slime on my. I was fine with it though. And I said, kids, stay in school.
Just leaves, yeah. I remember that.
It's terrible.
We probably should start.
We can leave.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the dark.
No, we can stay outside here as long as we
Can
want.
we?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if there
Oh, we're good out here as long as that was the point of being here too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's the
I thought-
beach where you had to be.
I thought
Yeah,
that
Gone.
in
Yeah.
Westchester, they're really like,
Yeah.
stupidly strict.
yeah.
I thought that sign. Well, that's only spot. Never mind.
You jumped off a 110 footer. That's huge.
Trevor, you wanna
It's
go
30
in the
meters.
pool? In the pool?
Uh,
Before we go?
That would probably be TOS because I don't have a swimsuit. If I did, I would absolutely
You
go.
don't need a swimsuit.
What?
You don't need a swimsuit. Just ask the chat. Ask the people. Just Trevor. How much donations would you get?
But then my channel would get banned.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to like.
Nudity.
I wasn't talking about nudity. I was talking
He doesn't have
about.
a bathing suit.
Isn't you just full clothed?
Well,
That's what I do. I go swimming in
Actually-
random rivers with him. Well, he
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah,
go.
that was kinda-
I go swimming,
Yeah.
and then he stays.
Wait, we're talking about places that you should not be swimming in.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't
Like
do it.
technically, I could probably go fully clothed, and they wouldn't get. Like if I went in boxers, then that would because that's not appropriate swimmer for that, and they would classify that as probably something like that. But if I went in pants, then I guess they
I'm happy
couldn't.
they do that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the joke thing where it's like cam girls and Twitch girls, and like,
The parallels.
oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Because I know kids who watch like Twitch and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if this is appropriate now.
Just said it is a mature stream. There you go. What happened to your swim trunks? They're back at their place. I didn't.
Hitchhiking
I
day
didn't.
69.
The
Mature tag.
Rent a tuxedo and go swimming. I do want to rent
That'd be
like
awesome.
I do want to get like a 3-piece suit or like something nice like a navy suit with brown shoes, brown belt, and like go hitchhiking a day, like dressed to the nines just for fun as part of this trip. I think that'd
I'm
be
a
fun.
cam girl.
So you know, there's those suits that have the patterns.
Yeah.
That are like $99, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You gotta
Wh-
put like
what-
I need
what
a
pattern?
ride. Because you can put your own lettering. You
That's
could
true.
just put hitchhiker, or I need a ride, or your face.
Could do the whole channel branding, twitch.tv, hitch_live, suit. It'd be great.
That would be cool.
And then get my pillow on that too.
Yeah.
Do. This is a PG stream. I don't know what we've rated the stream at. What
I
if
said
we?
PG-13.
What if we? PG-13 is that
That's what I
appropriate?
would definitely. I would. It's definitely not R.
Yeah.
It's definitely not PG.
Yeah.
Right in there.
If you hitchhike in a suit, probably think you're a stranded movie star. That's not a bad thing to think that I am. People probably pick you up more like they'll be like, which famous person are you?
SFW.
Just a Twitch streamer. PG 100. Oh, parental guidance up to 100 years old. If you're over 100 years old, you don't need parental guidance.
No, you need to have an adult accompany you until you're 100.
Oh, okay.
Stupid. That's so stupid. You need a 101-year-old to take you to see a PG 100 movie.
There you go. It's tough to get in. They don't sell many tickets. I'll put it that way.
Every movie's flop.
Hitchhike as a clown? That would be an interesting experience. Relic should do that. Relic should actually do that. I kind of want to do that too. I think I'd get arrested.
Yeah.
If I was a scary clown, at least. Why is your shadow so ultimate? Is that what they asked?
Yeah.
Why shadow is the ultimate?
So, the story behind my name, back in early middle school, I was a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Specifically Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which has Shadow the Hedgehog. And there was this website called netraptor.org where you would write Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction.
Yeah.
And that was, I wrote specifically about Shadow the Hedgehog. And, you know, similar to like Dragon Ball Z and things like that, different power levels going up, 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 and then the ultimate form. So, ultimate Shadow.
The origin of his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Maybe we should try hitchhiking in your city. Come to a person. Wait,
That's-
where were you again? I think you've talked about this before, but do it. Try hitchhiking. Just make sure you're confident enough to say no. If they pull over and you're like, whoa, buddy, say no. Some people are scared to say no. Vancouver sucks for hitchhiking, but I guess if you transit out to Surrey, there's like, I have a spot. I couldn't tell you exactly where, but I have a spot and it kind of works. Probably won't get you like, it won't get you like right into the Okanagan or anything like that, like east. But you'll probably get a ride to at least Abbotsford, and once you're in Abbotsford, things are easier. Abbotsford, Chilliwack, Hope, you can get out of those fairly easily.
50 minutes walk around Portchester.
We could.
Yeah, I'll show you the town, man.
It's not much
Yeah.
here to show.
It'll take 5 seconds. We'll show you the town.
The town? Okay. And then we're losing light pretty quick here, so I'll probably shut the stream off like after that, because we'll be just going back.
Well, let's
after
do that now then.
Okay.
Let's put this shit back in the car.
Yeah, you
We'll
wanna go
stream the
walk around?
town.
We'll stream the
Then we'll go
town.
back to my
That's a
place.
good idea.
Yeah.
Alright, we're streaming the town and then going back to their place.
This is
Once we-
Portchester, New York.
Pocho.
Impact started thinking, because we'll probably just got like 15 minutes maybe. Saw a clip of you hitchhiking a plane ride. How often does that happen? We've done that 5 times on this trip. I'd like to do that soon, right? The problem right now is we've got a lot of really small states here, and I don't want to end up skipping a state because I'm trying to go through all 50. But if I do stumble upon a small municipal airport or something like that coming up here soon, I would like to try and hitchhike on another airplane, because I haven't hitchhiked on one since New Orleans. That was New Orleans to Monroe, Louisiana. And that's pretty much my favorite way of hitchhiking. And whenever I do it, people are like, why are you trying to hitchhike on an airplane? It's slow, no one will take you. And realistically, it's not as efficient as just hitchhiking traditionally, because usually my rides aren't that long on a plane. But in my mind, there's nothing cooler than hitchhiking on an airplane, as far as hitchhiking goes. There's cool things in the world, but as far as hitchhiking goes, it doesn't get much better than that. The thought of hitching on a plane is crazy to you? Like, how does someone let you on their plane that's bad? You talk to the pilot? Well, in that case, I talked to the passenger who was paying for a charter flight, who then asked the pilot, as long as they get a good feel for your personality, like, how is hitching around an airplane that much different from hitchhiking in a car? At that point, they're both personal aircraft.
You hitchhike on an airplane?
5.
How did you hitchhike? People bought you a ticket?
No, like small airplanes where people own the plane, and then you just if they're going somewhere, they take you.
Oh, you just like hang out. We have like a small airport here.
Yeah, like small municipal airports, you'd like go there and talk to everyone you can see. Tell them what you're doing, and if they like you, and they're going somewhere and they got space, they might take you.
I remember the couple that you were with on the one that I saw. It was like the command. They were really, really cool. It's an older couple. Woman, I think, had glasses.
For airplane?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was.
You were like
Yeah, that was.
next to the window, they were talking about how you close it, like camera and stuff. They were really cool people.
Yeah. Yeah, met some really cool people along the way. Yeah, it just started to rain. That was good timing, everyone. Oh, it's coming down. It's coming down good. All right, we gotta go.
He's got a camera, so you go first. And the door's open. Well, I guess that cuts the walk short. Thank you.
That was perfect, though.
That was really perfect. Because we wouldn't have been able to, like, get inside. All right. There you go. I think this is the sun shower.
All right, clear. I see lightning too. Oh man.
I don't care. I love swimming. I love taking showers. I just don't like being in the rain.
It's waterproof? What's waterproof? Nothing that I own right now on me is waterproof. Phone's not waterproof. Jetpack that provides my internet is not waterproof. Yeah, jetpack. That's how we fly.
It's beautiful. Woo! Come on, we're gonna
Seatbelt.
Nice.
Wow. Down. We left at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Really perfect.
That's great. You can't write that.
Well, actually, leaving at the perfect time so that you can easily write it.
Yeah, walk right. Yeah.
Sometimes you can
You can turn the radio on.
Oh no, sometimes it doesn't. Bluetooth doesn't turn on. It happens 1 out of like 50 times. It did. I'm just telling you. Sometimes it happens. I got scared. Sometimes I get scared.
Rating Kemchi tonight. That's a good choice, Impact. We're just going out. We were just gonna quickly check out this town.
We're still gonna do that. Just in a
car.
car.
Yeah.
So remember how I was explaining to you the train lines? They had the blue line for us, the Harlem line.
Yeah.
The green line is the Hudson line.
Okay.
Right up there is the New Haven, the red line.
Okay.
So that's the train you would take to get to Connecticut, down to the city.
Okay.
I want to show you my favorite bar because I put it on the window for a second. I wish it was nicer. I'd show you my favorite bar. It's in a back of a parking lot. There's no front door. There's only a back door, and it's not really a bar. It's a Scandinavian club where they happen to serve drinks to pay for the money. And there's like 3 homeless guys who are always asleep in the corner, and they let them stay there. And you can go there. Every drink is $5 for top shelf. They have Tito's, Grey Goose, and everything. All the drinks are
not top shelf.
Georgie is lower shelf. As far as I'm concerned, Tito's
Georgie and
is
Tito's
mid
are-
shelf or something, or like kettle. Like
Tito's is mid.
you could get a Jameson ginger ale $5, as long as you're just okay. It's a remodeled like high school theater. This little stage in the corner is great.
So this is the town of Portchester.
Okay.
A bunch of little shops on the left and the right with the movie theater municipal parking lot straight in the center of the town.
Mhm.
That right there is Cole's. It's a restaurant, craft beer restaurant bar. They don't carry too many beers on draft, but what they have is usually a really good selection. They have this beer. I'm a big fan of this company called Brewdog.
They have Brewdog?
They have Brewdog, yeah. That's where we went to have it. They have Brewdog from Scotland. I'm half Scottish, and these guys are the ones that really projected me into the craft beer scene with the TV show they had. And from then I had it. It was
Would you have Elvis juice?
no, it was the Blue Label one, which was what it's called. But the point is, they projected me into that scene, and I thank them wholeheartedly. Wow, and the rain's calm down.
And someone asked if I've hitchhiked while there's been a natural disaster. Not really. Like when I was in Florida, we had subtropical storm Alberto. That's not much of a natural disaster. That was, it was essentially just rain. But nothing else. Like no hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, anything like that. Which is good.
I don't really have an idea.
Oh, live from New York. Any ideas coming into Long Island? Again, I forget where I am again.
Westchester County.
Westchester County.
Portchester is town.
Portchester. And I'm probably heading north towards Connecticut tomorrow. I just spent the day in the city here.
On a bike in the rain.
That sucks.
Oh,
That's
you
brutal.
splashed him.
I didn't mean to.
Well, it's not like you did it intentionally. And this is Eddie's favorite place in the world, Popeye's Louisiana
Man,
Kitchen.
Michelin star restaurant right there, man. And you gotta let the mac and cheese cool down a bit so it's lukewarm. Yeah. And that's why it has that like coagulated cheese texture. Oh, that is terrible.
I'm a fan of Popeyes as well. But sometimes I'm just wanting regular chicken, not spice chicken.
Yeah.
And most of the time I don't want spice.
Sorry, man.
But when I will tell you now, if there was a way to get that chicken with no of that like spiciness to it, that is the best chicken.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some way of grading how white the meat is, because that meat is like the best chicken quality I've ever had. KFC is like nothing compared to Popeyes. But KFC's mashed potatoes, out of this world.
One's Cajun themed.
Oh, look at that, how dark it is over there and how light it is over there.
That's funny. Sorry, I'm doing this one. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna go by the waterfront quick.
Which one?
Right.
Okay, good idea.
At the end.
Good idea.
Yeah, we'll just make a quick pit stop and see something. Head out. It's a 5-minute drive. It's technically on the way.
Come up to Long Island, take the ferry to Connecticut. People have been telling me, well, this is probably gonna spark debate to like about going out to Long Island, and then someone said that because that was initially my plan, was to go a lot out on not Long Island and take the ferry to Connecticut. That I looked that up and I'm like, oh, that probably makes sense. Looks like a nice route, and it gets me out of the urban city once I take that ferry. That people are like, it's probably not worth the effort to do that. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do, but yeah, I have to make a decision. Does New York smell? Do you guys think it smells? You're from here.
We're
Jersey
accustomed
smells.
to it. New Jersey smells.
Yeah.
But we're like accustomed to whatever New York smells like. If it does smell, to me personally, no, I don't think it
Yeah.
smells. But Westchester is like a very, city-oriented suburban place.
Yeah.
If you're going, to actual upstate New York where it's all woods, that probably smells like nature,
Yeah.
Oh, I used
Like-
to live
So
in
does
Poughkeepsie,
like,
man.
and the other state that has a tree.
Yeah. Like
What
I
do you
went
think?
through New York City and I thought it smelled like a city. Like you like if you close your eyes and put someone there, or like put me there, I could be like, I'm in an urban area. But I wouldn't be like, man, this place stinks. You can just tell you're not somewhere natural.
Have you been to a place that you were like, whoa, this smells? Stuck out to you?
Like honestly, some of the smelliest places I've been close to home. Like pulp mills are really stinky. That process.
Dude, paper mill.
Yeah.
You smelled that?
Yeah, that's what what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
you're
Yeah.
talking about that? Wait, what
Like
do
they
you call
turn a pulp mill, like turns paper pulp into
Oh,
paper.
okay.
And yeah, they
it?
stink.
That is a distinct smell.
It is, yeah.
There was a comedian but he said he lived next to one his whole life and he just thought that's how everything smelled. Like he just assumed.
That's my normal breed.
And again, yeah, I took the subway too, and it really doesn't have. It wasn't that smelly. Maybe if I would did it on like after a Friday night or Saturday night, maybe like before they clean it. I'm not sure how diligent they are on the cleaning the urine off the ground, if that does happen. But
It happens.
I'm sure it
I was
happens.
just gonna ask
The
you,
urine-
did you see any like music performance performers on the subway because they do that with like
On the subway?
Yeah, they go into their drum line and stuff. Or,
Oh, really?
Doing like
surprised you didn't
gymnastics
see
on
something,
the poles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They go around like a hat, like begging for money.
You can make okay money busking, man, from what I hear. Like, depending on if you're used to it or, like, hitchhiking is even good at it.
Yeah.
Being good at hitchhiking.
I've heard people that not even busking, that begging they can make more money than like a decent like a job that they're actually trained for.
I'm sorry if you said that, because when I was in Ireland, they had a problem with trying to get rid of beggars, and there was a huge problem with people being like, what are you doing? That's terrible. So this journalist came up with an article explaining how this one guy makes 500 euro a week on average.
Yeah.
The lowest he'll make is 300 euro a week. He's 28, and he just sits at this one spot, and he was called like the bridge man, because everyone assumed that he had this bad life. Motherfucker has a cell phone and an apartment.
Yeah. See, and like they're And I've heard of multiple cases like that where people make like a decent living, like they have their own house and stuff like that, and they're like, all right, back out into the road and beg for money. That's like their job, and they probably don't pay taxes on that either. They do not declare all that income.
What do you declare their job as? Public relations? Like,
Ferris TV, need a place in New York City. Got you. I was in New York City today, but like I got a place out here, and then I think I'm leaving tomorrow. Unfortunately, streaming New York City daily. Are you like IRL streaming New York City? That's cool. In that case, it's unfortunate, but I do plan on coming back to New York City, and it's always cool to have contacts in the city, because unless you're extremely wealthy, I don't think you can afford to get hotels in New York. Things are pricey here.
When about a month ago, the trains had a tree fall on them and it shut down. Like Grand Central closed, basically.
Yeah.
They did. They closed, and everyone who commuted, like on the metro, was stuck in the city. So hotels spiked up their prices. One hotel, like just like a Days Inn, like a Holiday Inn, like a know nothing hotel, was charging $145 a night.
for what? I should have made
Just
that last.
basic stuff. Just the bed in the room. And then some places like, what's the one with the blue?
Wait, what is this for?
This is when the trains were down.
Oh, yeah.
They knew everyone couldn't go home. And
I'm gonna turn around because I can't. I made the wrong turn.
would definitely not make a U-turn here.
No one's gonna bother me. We're quite literally one of me and that dude right now. And that dude. We're in ride, no one bothers people.
Ferris, you're actually in southeast, and your stream was telling you to snipe you, but I don't know, definitely a fan though. Hey, actually, that would have been cool. But yeah.
Should have also
A little heads up,
like $50.
and then that would have been cool.
And then they were like not taking reservations. And if someone had a reservation, but the people who were stranded were waiting to pay more money, they were dropping you from reservations. So they were screwing over people that had like planned to stay there. It was like a shit show.
And if I recall correctly, Ferris, do you run like a gun run setup, backpack kind of thing for having a nice high quality stream unlike mine?
Trevor, this is a school.
This is a school.
This is a huge school.
Huh.
We're gonna take you on a street where there's like $5 million houses and shit.
Some
Upper
10.
east of Manhattan. All right, thank you very much, Ferris TV. I do appreciate that. You built a gun range? Yeah, I'll have to look at getting something like that. Could use an increase in quality.
have like a little. It's like a real amusement park. It's kind of weird. It was. Have you ever seen Big?
Long time ago.
So at the end of the movie where he's going to Zoltan, or beginning of the movie? No,
Yeah.
the end of the movie too.
Well, the beginning is when he gets transformed.
Yeah, no, but the end of the movie when he finds the thing at the end at the beach, that's Right Planet.
Right, he goes to the fortune teller that first and make him big. I wish I was big.
Yeah, but that wasn't at Right Planet.
Yes,
Right
it was.
Planet was the ending scene.
It
Oh, it's both?
Both. It was filmed on the boardwalk.
So, have we finished checking out the the town sites? Are we just
Oh
heading,
yeah. Well, we're
commuting
gonna
back?
do one more town site if you want,
Okay.
but because well, our plan was to walk around, and then it rained, and then it stopped raining.
Oh. Okay.
So now
we've
we're,
kind of lost the light anyway.
Let's just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just, you know,
You want to just take a walk around your town or anything, man?
let's just go back.
Yeah, let's head back. It's actually just right up. I'm home. It really
Yeah,
wasn't
we're done.
on the way
We're done
home.
covering.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you want to see the waterfront right now. That's about it.
Like, it was cool to see the water yesterday when the sun was going down, but as soon as you lose the light, you lose kind of the
Aesthetic. I got it.
yeah, especially with the stream as well. Like, we could go check it out, but the stream wouldn't be able to see anything. So if Impact's still here, you know what to do. You know your thing. Is Impact here?
We're past my grandpa.
Like, I can do it myself actually, but we have a system that I suck at actually doing. Oh baby.
I was just my hand and my fist.
You're
Alright, I'm just going to do it.
pretty sure he passed Chase's house.
Oh, you're here? Impact, do your...
Highway? I can go right.
and give me your count. Just 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be long. Cool. All right. Well, actually, can I turn this on? Can I turn this on for a second?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Everyone, thank you for watching the stream today. I know we cut out multiple times. We had some connection issues and rush hour, like everything cut out for like, I was gone for like an hour. But I did have fun checking out the city today. So that was a lot of fun. Tomorrow we'll probably be back to hitchhiking, going north direction Connecticut. We've been spending a lot of time in cities. I do really want to get back to the core of hitchhiking, but that's the plan for tomorrow. So we come back tomorrow. It's hitch time. What? That wasn't 30 seconds. And rip. Okay, well, there you go.